What is going on, people? It is Kim here, and welcome today to something a little bit different. Now, Arsenal fans, some Arsenal fans might have just add there, over the years have really annoyed me, and you know, they still do to this day. You still get Arsenal fans that they talk absolute rubbish, and you just kind of think like, you know, what is this? Like, why do you guys even support this club? But yeah, you know, this video is kind of about those fans, you know. You'll guess from the title, it's about, I just can't even describe it, to be honest. You know, I'm still like sat here having read some tweets that related to why all of these players are in this squad right now. Now, first glance at it, you're looking at it and thinking, you know, it's not that bad, but when you compare it to Arsenal's current squad, it is pretty damn bad, to be honest. Yeah, so we're going to start off, we're going to go through every position. I've got some substitutes for you guys as well, which, trust me, it just gets better. Yeah, we're going to start off with the main man, actually, Gary Monk sitting at the top in the manager spot. Why is Gary Monk sat there rather than Arsene Wenger? I mean, I literally don't know. I don't know if I should name people or not. But Memsy, I think that's his name, Memsy Dog, whatever it is. The guy that basically met up with some fake ITK, just so, you know, he could have a bit of a, you know, what with her, even though he's got a wife and kids. And basically, yeah, you know, over the whole Benzema to Arsenal kind of spat that was going on. So yeah, Mems, you know, you guys know Mems if you're an Arsenal fan. Even, you know, non-Arsenal fans know him as well. And yeah, Mems basically tweeted out, I hope I can find the tweet, guys, but he basically tweeted out saying that he would prefer Gary Monk at Arsenal rather than Wenger. This guy, I swear to God, he was actually pretending that he was all Wenger in, like with the whole Benzema thing. He was playing the whole Benzema like rumours up as well. He was tweeting absolute nonsense about Benzema, saying that, you know, the deals were confirmed and rah. And he was doing it just purely because he was that much of a Wenger hater that he was trying to turn Arsenal fans against Wenger, and he succeeded. He did succeed. He got some Arsenal fans to you know, believe him that Wenger played a massive part in Benzema not coming to Arsenal. I mean, nobody knows truly what went on. It's very difficult to tell. But yeah, Memsy Dog did basically tweet out, I can't find the tweet, guys, unfortunately, but he did tweet out saying that he wanted to see Gary Monk. He would rather Gary Monk at Arsenal than Arsene Wenger. Now, don't get me wrong, I respect Gary Monk. I have a lot of respect for Swansea City as well. But, you know, managing Gary Monk over Arsene Wenger is a no-brainer. I'm sure even Swansea's chairman would back me up on that one. Next up, we have got Burrock, a player that a lot of Arsenal fans will be familiar with. He was at Southampton. If you guys remember that goal that Giroud scored against Southampton when Burrock, you know, threw it out. And, well, he just kind of I think he got dispossessed by Giroud. And, you know, Olivier Giroud, we're talking about Olivier Giroud. What pace has he got? Dispossessed this keeper and scored against him. Just no words, guys. There was just no words, you know. And yet some Arsenal fans wanted this guy in the club. It is just beyond me. It really is. Just, you know, the words just fail me with some of our fan base, honestly. Next up, we've got probably one of the only fairly decent players in this squad. We've got Serge Aurier. So, even now though, comparing him, like I say, he probably is I think he is actually the best player in the squad. And that just says it all, really. I mean, to be fair, I would actually take Aurier right now, but I wouldn't start him over Bellerin. In my opinion, you know, he is not better than Hector Bellerin at all. He's probably better than the current Debuchy. Debuchy, obviously, in some bad form, but you know, he's not better than Bellerin. And again, yeah, I put him in, and I think, you know, it's quite a fair one. I can't really slate many Arsenal fans for this one, but however, some people do think that it was hilarious, so I decided to throw him in, you know, because I was kind of short as well on players. But yeah, you know, he's a player that some people wanted at the club. Now, alongside him, this is where the banter era comes in. Who remembers Christopher Samba when he was playing for Blackburn Rovers in the BPL? This is how long ago it was. I think it was around the similar time that we lost to Birmingham for the Carling Cup final. It was around that kind of era. People were saying, why... there was a tweet, and I hope to God that I find it, guys, but Arsenal fans were saying, right, why the hell did Wenger sign... I'm trying to quote a tweet here. Why did Wenger sign Laurent Koscielny? Right, Laurent Koscielny is arguably one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League at the moment. Why did Wenger sign Laurent Koscielny when he could have had the world-class Christopher Samba? World-class Christopher Samba. Just because he had a fairly decent spell at Blackburn Rovers. I mean, come on, Blackburn Rovers could make... I don't even know, they would literally... they would probably make Flamini, for example, look like Messi. It's just unreal. It is just unreal. No doubt in saying Christopher Samba, he's a big guy, he's pretty solid. But he's no better than Mertesacker. In fact, he's no better than Callum Chambers at centre-back, to be honest. or perhaps at Flamini at centre-back. But yeah, Christopher Samba is obviously, I think he's playing in the Russian league now. Was that Dynamo Moscow, was it? Something like that. But yeah, some Arsenal fans were calling for Koscielny's head. Calling for Koscielny's head. So that he could we could basically sign Christopher Samba. It's absolutely unreal. I'm just scrolling through tweets, you know, as I do this, guys, and I'm seeing Arsenal fans admitting to themselves that we wanted Christopher Samba. I wasn't part of this brigade, and I'm not just saying that. A lot of people were, and I do kind of see why, but they were so quick to judge Laurent Koscielny, and now look at him. Like, the banter is just real. It is just real. And alongside him, guys, we've got another comical one. Absolutely comical. Scott Dan. The player who injured Aguero a few weeks back. This guy can't even string a clean challenge together. He's an absolutely clueless moron. Forever getting, you know, bookings and sending offs and stuff. He's absolutely awful. And Arsenal fans were so desperate for a defender that they would have settled with Scott Dan in the squad. It just, you know, words just fail me, guys. Again, alongside Dan, I've gone for Micah Richards. I know that he's not a left back. He is actually a centre back, stroke right back. But I put him in the left back position because, again, I couldn't really think of a left back, but you know, a comical left back. But anyway, guys, Richards, again, he's not a bad player. He's not awful by any means. However, he's not better than Nacho Monreal. He probably isn't better than Kieran Gibbs on his day either. I think, for me, Gibbs is one of those players that Arsenal fans, again, are very quick to, like, say, oh, he's playing shit. You know, if the defence... The main thing is, like, Arsenal fans are so in love with Koscielny and stuff that if anything goes wrong with the defence, you know, they won't blame Koscielny, or they're very reluctant to blaming, like, Perna. Mertesacker does get a lot of the blame, but if Gibbs is on, Gibbs does tend to be a bit of a scapegoat when other people are also questionable as well. For me, you know, Nacho is our best left back. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, I just threw Richards in there. Obviously, Richards, he's very injury prone, so he'd suit Arsenal in that department. Would I take him at Arsenal? No, probably not. No, not really, no. But again, he's not as bad as what some of the other players looking up right now. He's not as bad as what some of these guys are, trust me. Okay, so shall we we'll get us move on with these guys. So, Joey Barton. Now, the time that we were linked with Joey Barton was just before Jovino, the legend that was Jovino, gave him a bit of a slapping. It was absolutely hilarious, and there was no talk of Joey Barton after that day, to Arsenal that is anyway. And yeah, Joey Barton, I mean, just imagine him. I mean, having Flamini is bad enough. I don't like to bash Flamini because he once upon a time was a decent player. He's obviously just got slower with age, but Joey Barton is just an absolute prick. You know, excuse the language, but he just is. You know, he's that guy that put a cigarette out in a youth player's eye when he was back at Manchester City. He's that guy that, you know, furiously kicked Aguero in the shin because he had a decision go against him. He's done others, you know, he talks like a prat on Twitter. I think he said something about Sanchez. I'm pretty sure Barton said that Sanchez was overrated or something like that. I mean, just bore off, Barton. People, Arsenal fans, why are you wanting this guy in your squad? He plays for Burnley for a reason. The only BPL side that Barton would suit is probably Stoke, but even Stoke are cleaner than Barton. And that's saying something. Next up, we have got Marouane Fellaini in the central attacking mid position. What am I even saying? I just nearly called him Flamini. Imagine that, a Flamini and Fellaini combination. Now that just gives me a headache. But yeah, we've got Marouane Fellaini. Again, to be fair, he's that player that has a physical presence about him, but he's still, again, he's an absolute prick. My favourite moment was probably when Jack Wilshere headbutted him. It was great to see as an Arsenal fan, and also Wilshere lucky to get away with it. But to be fair, Fellaini was going for it as well. You know, it was just one of those things. Yeah, there was a time, I think it was just before he joined United, the Arsenal fans were desperate for Fellaini again. And although this squad doesn't look that bad now, if you compare it with Arsenal's current starting 11, which I will do, it's ridiculous. Do you know, if you compared this with Arsenal's like second choice starting 11, it would still be absolutely ridiculous. Fellaini, I mean, just imagine comparing like having Fellaini instead of having Özil. And literally, guys, this is pretty much something very similar to what our team would have looked like if our fans ran our club. Alongside him, we have got Jan Mavia. Now, this one again continues to divide opinion. He seemed to be very good in France, but in my opinion, he's done alright at Sunderland. I think he got an assist for them the other week, and it was pretty good. But in my opinion, there's a reason that guy is only playing for Sunderland and not at a top club. And comparing him to the likes of Coquelin, just a no, to be honest. You know, Coquelin every single day, and that's not a biased opinion at all. But yeah, Mavia was one of them where, he was a done deal. He was in the, you know, he was having a medical, and then all of a sudden he's staying at, was it Rennes? He was at Stade Rennes, I think. All of a sudden he's staying there. So again, you know, Mavia was one of those that I don't think is particularly a bad player, but then I do kind of think, well, actually, why is he, you know, only playing for Sunderland? There's a reason that Wenger didn't go for this guy, clearly. We're moving on to the last three players now. I'm sorry if this video has dragged a little bit, but I'm currently like trying to search for the tweets as well and trying to get them up so you guys can see and just join in with the banter. On the right wing, I put Gabi Agbonlahor. I think he can cover there. He kind of changes his formation a lot. I think he's actually like a centre forward. But there was once upon a time where, you know, we were desperate for a striker and Arsenal fans were begging for Agbonlahor. Words fail me. He's not even better than Shamak, in my opinion. He's not even better than Sonogo, to be honest. In my, but you know, he's just bang average. The only good thing about him is his pace. That's literally it. Yeah. Next up, this one is hilarious, right? Mario Balotelli. Now, Balotelli on paper is a decent player. He's got a good. He's a likable guy. You know, he is a really likeable guy. He's a funny guy. I personally really like him. But as a footballer, I still wouldn't take him at Arsenal. It was dreadful for Liverpool. I mean, I don't know why, but he just didn't fit in with their squad at all. He's now back in Italy, and I think he's doing a little bit better, but still, he's not as good as Giroud. And I remember when we signed Danny Welbeck, who, in my opinion, has contributed a lot. In my opinion, Danny Welbeck is probably one of our current most underrated players. I know he's out injured at the moment, but I really like Danny Welbeck. He's got a phenomenal work rate. Balotelli is totally the opposite. Balotelli is he plays however he feels. If he's not in a good mood, he'll just be a lazy prick. Welbeck, every game, chases things back. He does his bit defensively. Welbeck's got the pace and everything. And I am doing a Balotelli and Welbeck comparison right now. When it comes to celebrations, okay, Balotelli wins that one, but anything else, I would probably say Welbeck. And again, I might get some stick for that. It might be a controversial opinion, but I just think that, Balotelli he's past his best. I think he probably had his best days at Man City, and I think since then everything's gone a little bit downhill for him. But I do like Balotelli, don't get me wrong. He's a very likeable guy. I've got a lot of respect for him, despite some of the other players in this team. So yeah, Balotelli. Last but not least, this one was absolutely comical. Craig Bellamy. Arsenal fans wanted Craig Bellamy at Arsenal. My brain. Bellamy he was at Man City when Man City were crap, that's how bad he was. And it just, honestly, I'm shaking my head, right now, just thinking about, having Craig Bellamy at Arsenal. I mean, back then when he was obviously still playing, and this was when we had Arshavin, if I'm correct. He wasn't better than, to be fair, he probably isn't better than the current Arshavin. and he's, I don't even know what that Arshavin's doing right now in Russia, but it's certainly not playing football. But still, I'd rather have him back than have Craig Bellamy. That's for sure. Next up, guys, we've got the substitutes. So here are some more players that Arsenal fans have cried for at the club. We have got Solomon Kalou. Jesus Christ, this rumour actually killed me. Chelsea fans just found it comical because they wanted him out of the club. It just hurted me, and what hurted me more was seeing that Arsenal fans wanted him at Arsenal. Well, are you okay? Oh, my brain just hurts. Next up, we've got Ochoa. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The floppy-haired Mexican. I think one of the people from Twitter called him. That was quite funny. Made me laugh. Arsenal fans wanted Ochoa because obviously we've had our goalkeeping woes up until we signed the world-class Petr Cech. Might I just add. But yeah, we have had our goalkeeping woes. In my opinion, up until now, having Petr Cech, we haven't had a goalkeeper at that top level. Probably since Seaman, Lehman kind of era. And yeah, it's obviously a long time. We've gone through a hell of a lot of goalkeepers within that process. We've sold quite when you actually look back, we have sold quite a lot of goalkeepers, and we've gone through quite a lot of goalkeepers. And yeah, Arsenal fans wanted Ochoa because he had a decent few games in the South African World Cup, I think it was, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that's the only reason that Arsenal fans wanted him. He had a couple of good games for his country, and then that was it. Again, guys, there's a reason that he is playing for Malaga, only Malaga. You have to, I mean, it's just unreal. And just imagining having, in my opinion, Ospina is miles better than Ochoa. I know Ospina hasn't been in great form for Arsenal so far this season, but if you look at how he was last season for Arsenal, he was phenomenal. It's quite sad to see some Arsenal fans actually turn on Ospina this season. I think, just give him a bit of a chance. I don't think Ospina's been happy with the arrival of Petr Cech, because obviously Ospina did have a very good season last season, and I think that has unravelled him a little bit. And I think Arsenal could be saying goodbye to yet another goalkeeper with Ospina. Szczesny, on the other hand, is out on loan. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. I think this loan is kind of make or break for Wojciech. But yeah, we wanted Ochoa, and for me it was just another comical one, to be honest, because in my opinion Szczesny is better. I'm probably going to get so much bloody stick in the comments down below for this, but yeah, in my opinion Szczesny was better, Ospina was better, Emi Martinez out on loan at Wolves is probably better. Screw it. Alongside him we have got Scotty Parker. Scotty Parker. Now Jay will love this guy because he's a Fulham legend, and Jay being born in Fulham obviously, and I think, yeah, a bit of a Fulham fan, will be happy with this one, but I still don't think he'd take him at Arsenal. Scott Parker. Now, to be fair, Scott Parker, when my last good memories with Scott Parker, I think was it in the World Cup with England? He did play pretty well, and then now he's just like old and past it and gone. I don't think that Parker, excuse me for yawning, I don't think that Parker has ever been Arsenal's level, to be honest. He's been fairly decent, but never anything, you know. Back then we had like Alex Song and Diaby. I know Diaby was injured a lot, but still, I'd rather Diaby back than Scott Parker. Yeah, next up we have got Michu. Now, Michu's a debatable one because he had a fantastic season with Swansea. He had one fantastic season with Swansea. Then he died. Yeah, there was nothing to be heard of. He got a loan out to Napoli and did absolutely nothing for them. I think he's currently back at Swansea. I'm not sure where he actually currently is. But yeah, that's how much he has faded as a player. And Arsenal fans wanted this guy. Again, he's no better than Giroud. He's probably no better than Chuba Akpom, in my opinion. Next up we have got Joleon Lescott. Again, Lescott's one of them that he suits a club like Aston Villa. You know, no offence to any Villa fans watching this video, but yeah, he suits a club on Aston Villa's level. How this guy got in the Man City squad, the big money Man City squad, I will fail to understand forever. He's not a top team player, and the fact that Arsenal fans wanted him at the club just makes me want to bang my head against a brick wall. The other one as well, Smalling. We've been linked with Smalling, and fans have wanted Smalling. Now, Smalling recently has been playing well for United, but when I look back, he's not better than any of our current centre backs at all. And now kind of recently is the times that we've been linked with Smalling, when we've had Gabriel and Mertesacker and Koscielny, and he's not on their level at all. Christopher Smalling, I don't know how he even gets into the England squad, to be honest. Honestly, he's just one of those players that I just don't rate, and I might be alone there, but I just don't rate him at all. Next up we've got El Shaarawy. He's fairly decent, to be honest, but would you take him over Alexis Sanchez? Would you boot? We were linked with Shaarawy around the same time, that we were linked with Sanchez, and a lot of fans actually, forgive me for saying this, but I saw a lot of fans actually wanted Shaarawy ahead of Sanchez. That is quite embarrassing, to be honest, considering this guy has just chosen money basically, and he's happy just playing for Monaco now. Again, he was kind of decent. He's very injury prone though. And is he as good as Sanchez, really? I don't even think this guy is as good as Danny Welbeck on his day. I might get a lot of stick for this video, guys. You guys might be absolutely laughing your heads off at my opinion. But, you know what? If it sparks a reaction from you guys, then go for it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you could do any worse than this from players that you know for a fact that Arsenal fans have wanted at this club, that are just absolutely banterous players, let me know your teams in the comments down below, and I could, well, make this into a series and include your comments and build some squads for this. If you want me to do any other squad builders, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Any ideas at all, happy to do them all for you. Good to keep my GFX guy quite busy as well. Massive shout out to him for linking me up with all of this GFX for this video. I could not have done it without him. So yeah, make sure you follow him on social media, hit him up on there. Link is in the description down below. I've lost the ability to speak, guys. Totally bottled it. Thank you for watching. Good night from me, and I will see you all later.